I think that we should definitely have friends that we can trust to lean on and to go to and consult with when we're making decisions about certain things in our life. That is so important. That is part of the glue that holds me together on a daily basis, is going to my friends and asking them advice on certain things. However, when it comes to dating and relationships, even friends who truly do love you, even friends who are working to dismantle their internalized misogyny, can still sometimes give you advice that is not helpful to you. Sometimes, unintentionally, they don't mean anything bad behind it. And yes, there are friends who try to sabotage you. I'm not talking about those type of friends in this video. But sometimes even friends with the best intentions can give you advice and sometimes tell you and advise you to give the nice guy a chance, or you're overreacting, or you don't want to punish the new guy with how you were in your past. And they say those things and they mean well, but they're basically leading you to settle and ignore what your intuition is telling you. And this is why I've heard tons of people say this. This isn't nothing new. At the end of the day, you have to be able to go to sleep and peacefully be okay with the decisions you've made at the end of the day. You have to be okay with the thoughts that pop into your head when silence occurs. You will deal with the success or the consequences of the decisions that you make at the end of the day. So I might very well consult with my friends and trusted non-toxic family members about things that I'm thinking about doing. But at the end of the day, after much careful thought, I'm always going to decide what I want to do based on what I feel is best. Some of the things that they say might influence me to go one way or another, but at the end of the day, it's always going to be my decision. If I don't like this guy, there's nothing you can tell me that's going to make me like him. If I don't feel comfortable in this dating relationship situation, at the end of the day, there's nothing you can tell me that's going to make me stay in it. If something doesn't feel right to me, there's nothing that you're going to tell me that's going to make it feel right. And sometimes even the most wisest, seemingly healed people, like I said, can cause you to make some decisions that just aren't right for you. Because when you ask people for advice, which you should, people that you trust, ultimately, they're still deciding from their point of view. You know what I'm saying? And they're choosing what they would do. And you also have to take into consideration that under patriarchy, we as women, we're just built to make excuses and allowances for men. So for the most part, we're always going to look on the bright side. We're always going to look for the green flags and the good things, and we're always going to want to avoid anything negative. And at the very root of it, for the most part, most women just want you to be in a happy relationship. They want you to settle down. Even the most raging of feminist aggressive women out there. I need people to understand just how deeply patriarchy is ingrained within us, okay? There's a news anchor on this app. I can't think of her name. She just had a baby last year. I can't think of her name. But she was saying how she was dating this guy and he had all the good stuff, all the bells and whistles, all the green flags, and she went to her friends and she was just like, I'm not really sure about this guy. And they were like, what are you doing? You're crazy. He's a great guy. He treats you well, blah, blah, blah. And she thought about it and she was like, it's just not there. I'm just not into him. And then eventually she met her husband and, they love each other. They have a family and they have a great relationship right now. But if she had gone with what her friends told her, she would have been settling. And it is possible for you to still settle for the good guy. Long story short, you can still settle for the guy that's good on paper. You can still settle for the cool guy, the golden retriever guy, the guy, It's still settling, even if the guy is a good person. So, yes, listen to your trusted friends, but just listen within reason. Don't lose yourself. Don't ignore your own intuition, okay? Don't ignore if the feeling and the chemistry just ain't there, okay? Still listen to yourself, because yourself at the end of the day isn't crazy.